Hey, folks. This is just another writer check in because it's Wednesday and I owe you this one. This is the new plan. So, I didn't hit the goal I was setting up for this week because I hadn't understood the purpose of the goal in the first place. You see, I mean, I'm still wired for sound today. See, I got the voice recorder. That's how I write. I dictate because it's so much faster for me to do that than to, write by hand or type. But the thing that I encountered a problem with this week was that the goal that I'd set for myself missed the point for me of writing fiction because I write for fun and I need to get the book done, but that's going to be incidental in a way to enjoying the process of writing the book. And enjoying something is not a technique. You can't make yourself enjoy something by planning it, by doing specific moves, by outlining, by doing anything else, really. You can't make yourself enjoy a story if you're not going to enjoy it. If you don't like the process of actually creating it, you're not going to, if you're in my position anyway, even though, this is supposed to be my job. So the good news is that there's a solution to that, and it's pretty simple. I need to stop worrying about the goal. So I probably will check in next week, but I want to be clear that this isn't going to be about word counts. This isn't going to be about books getting done even necessarily. I will probably mention that if it happens, when it happens, because it's going to happen probably pretty soon here. But as for this little set of videos, I'd imagine it's all about trying to enjoy writing more, and that's really the point. Because why I liked writing in the first place was it was fun. I got to do stuff. I mean, I wanted to do it first. Like, this is the thing. I mean, this takes me all the way back to when I first started writing. 2003 or something like that. 2002 maybe. So I've been trying to write over the summer. I tried to start writing over the summer. And I was a 12 or 13 at that point, depending on what year it was. But when I started, I said, okay, I need to write short stories because all these podcasts and stuff I listened to early on told me you should try to start writing short stories. So I did. And I didn't really like short stories. I didn't read them either, except for school at the time. So when I got to the point where I got frustrated with the short stories, I thought, these are so bad. They all feel bad. I'm trying to revise them then. It felt terrible. And then I just wrote a book, and I actually did write that book that winter, and I finished it. But I wrote it because I wanted to. There was some stuff that jumped out at me that I really wanted to do, to explore and to enjoy. And there were some scenes I really wanted to write. But none of that stuff came first. First, I came up with the idea that I liked. And full disclosure, I'm a discovery writer. A lot of people are planners, and they like to plan, and they like to do that kind of thing. I don't. I'm not that. That's just not generally how I approach my writing. I do a little planning. I have an idea of where I'm going, and that's it. Sometimes I explore the characters in advance, and that's usually helpful too, I should say. But it's not like that first book was good. I mean, I was 12 or 13 again, so it was pretty bad. And it will never see the light of day. I mean, probably in any form, really. But there's no substitute for doing it. There's no substitute for enjoying what you're doing and just kind of digging into the thing you want to do. So I guess that's one to think about this week. And it's something it's been on my mind a lot, and I'm trying to kind of get it through my head, which is why I'm telling you. This is I'm trying to learn this, not trying to teach it, if you know what I mean. And therefore I'm explaining it, because that helps me understand it. Just like everything actually, honestly, talking like this can be helpful because I haven't really written today yet. Even I added about 12,000 words this week, but it wasn't. That's not important. 12,000 words. That's nothing compared to what my goal was, and it's still good. It's not like it's a terrible number of words for a lot of writers, but for me, that's like 2 hours, maybe 3. So the problem was I wasn't enjoying what I was doing for a lot of that, or at least it was hard for me to get into the mindset where I'm just supposed to have fun. So go have fun. And yeah, that's basically all I got to say. So have a good week. And I'll talk to you all on Sunday in the podcast if you go there. So the podcast is Alive After Reading. That's on Libsyn. It's on mentalcellarpublications.com. You can find it on just about any podcatcher. So I guess I'll do the pimpage because I already did. And then, of course, I got books out. I'm writing currently the sequel to Demon Scroll. Demon Scroll is my big epic fantasy novel. It's actually, surprisingly, it's the smallest of the 3 books that I've got out. But it's still pretty big. It's about 420 pages, something like that. And then I have 10 Liars, which is pretty good too. It's also epic fantasy, basically, but it's steampunk. It's got a steampunky vibe to it a little bit, and it's also got guns and stuff because it's gun magic is the focus of 10 Liars, as well as magical musical instruments that are also enormous structures. Anyway, so those are the 10 Liars. It's spelled with a Y, Lyres, 10 TEN Liars, LYRES. And then, of course, there's this book that I actually got another really nice review on today on Amazon, and it's Origin of Storms, which is the one that is the longest, but ironically, it's in the genre that needs the least words per book, probably. And it's a space opera novel, so that one's set in my wonderful Pillar Universe setting. I love that setting. Anyway, I hope quarantine hasn't got you down, folks. I mean, it's got me down a little bit. I think it's not exactly doing us any favors here. And the pandemic, that's Captain Bring Down, if you ask me. It's Captain Bring Down. No, forget it. The pandemic's bad. I'm not enjoying it. I would definitely ask for a do-over. But that's not the point. Have a good one, folks. Stay safe, and thanks for listening.